On this episode of Jalopy Jordans Garage, we drive this lowered, big block, square body Suburban over 2,000 miles from Southern California to Wisconsin with a handful of trouble, a snowstorm, and freezing cold temps. Stay tuned. Welcome back, YouTube, and welcome back to Jalopy Jordans Garage, where today I'm in beautiful sunny Southern California, where I picked up this 1989 3/4 ton 454 Suburban. So we're out here in Southern California. I flew out one way from Wisconsin and picked up this 454 3/4 ton Suburban, and went and picked it up, but it's got a few issues, and we're gonna see if we can't figure out what's going on. I suspect maybe we have a fuel pressure issue. This is an 89 with a TBI 454 in it, and it runs and drives. It idles great, but when you go to drive, it almost acts like there's a misfire. I finally was able to pull some codes off of the old TBI computer, and I get a code 44, which is system lean. So apparently this issue is common when they have a fuel pump issue, which I really don't want to drop the tank in the hotel parking lot, but maybe that's what we got to do. I came out here with a buddy of mine. He bought a truck out here, and maybe with his help we can get this thing figured out. All right, get inside here. It's got the typical cracked dash, finding most of these square bodies, but really the interior is not too shabby in this thing. Got no complaints from me. Let's go ahead, sit down. It says 52K on the dash. I don't know if that's original or if this thing's been rolled over before. Oh, I dropped my keys. Oh, try this again. Put the key in there. And the air conditioning and heat do work in this. This thing runs great at idle, but let's see if we can't figure out what's going on. Power windows even work. Look at that. Turn the air conditioning on. It's got the rear AC back there too. What a pretty plush ride here. If we can get it figured out. Buddy out here about this really clean V10 F250 with 88,000 miles on it.
Yep.
88K.
It's 99.
99. Pretty nice truck. And he's gonna back up, so we got a bench to work on. And supposedly this engine has been rebuilt, they claim. It does have a set of Thorley headers on it with the California smog. This was a California emissions vehicle. It's got the original master and booster and all that stuff on it. Get the heavy duty radiator. Air conditioning works. Should be a good rig. This looks like it's brand new. Watch the fuel toilet. Alright, we found maybe a very minute vacuum leak. I don't think it's the cause of our major running issue, but surely this won't cause us any problems down the road. Took a bolt and stuck it in there with a hose clamp. I'm going to stick it on the back of this. Got my makeshift stepping stool going on. Thankfully that was in the back of the truck. And let's see if I can find where that was supposed to stick in. Alright, I think that will solve that. Looks pretty good otherwise. I didn't see any other vacuum leaks. A lot of this looks like it's brand new. A lot of goofy stuff. It's got an AIR pump on it. So fire back up maybe, see if that does anything for us or not. Go from there. Go ahead and fire her up. There. This is a fun spot to be. So we put a little fuel pressure tester right there. Well, we're upside down. Or are we right side up? I don't even know anymore.
There you go, that's what's in it.
Alright, so we've got our little inline pressure port tester. We were getting like 4.5 psi. We got a fuel pressure problem. I did just put a new fuel pump in here. This is the whole reason I bought this truck to begin with, honestly. Look at how clean this thing is. It is nuts. It is nuts. But, put that on. I'm going to have my buddy Dakota over here cycle the key and just see if it changes anything for us. I don't think that's our problem. I think our problem's back at the tank. But, I'm hoping maybe. Let's see what happens. And yeah, that's still low. Oh, I think we got a little leak right there. Take that down a little more. Okay, so we replaced that, double checked our fuel pressure. Still are the same thing. We make like 3-4 psi. I'm gonna take that thing back out real quick. I really don't want to drop that tank in the parking lot. I have a feeling that the pump is okay, but the little rubber hose that goes between like the pump and the pickup tube has a hole in it. I'm guessing that's what's happening. Well, we gotta leave tomorrow. I don't know if we can find somebody that has a lift. Okay, so we verified the fuel pressure. We went and got them lunch. We came back and we turned this thing around. We're underneath here. We're gonna drop this fuel tank out in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn. Got that loosened up, and thankfully, California vehicle. These fuel tank straps are actually in pretty good shape. So we're gonna go and we're gonna try dropping this sucker out. And hopefully we can change that fuel pump and then put this thing back up there. So we got these straps. Got my friend Dakota down here. And yeah, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Alright. Sun's starting to set over there and try to get this sucker done. I don't know if this thing's been replaced before or it's just that clean. I mean, look at this tank. That is kind of nuts. But nonetheless, we're going to try to get this ring out and yeah, get this thing working. All right, the sun starting to set. We pulled this out. We found somebody's replaced this fuel pump before. It has like a TRQ brand. I don't know. Took it out and put our precision in there. But the fuel sock's not the same, and my dumb self forgot to grab a fuel sock. So we got to run to the parts store and see if we can't get a fuel sock, and then get this thing put back together, hopefully. I think those O-rings look okay. Fun times. It all came apart nice though. So we're gonna shove this kind of back underneath the truck slightly and hope nobody notices. That's what we're going for. Hey, it's gotten dark. We had to make a little trip. Went to Harbor Freight, got one of these guys. Filling it up a couple of buckets of gasoline to make this lighter to put in. And then we got the new fuel pump ready to go in. So we're gonna just take and flip this little switch on. There we go. Check that out. It's pretty sweet, huh? Man. Oh, I'm so thankful to have my friend Dakota out here helping me out with this. I would have been probably screwed. Maybe not screwed, but oh, good times. Yeah, this little pump works slick, guys.
Yeah, moved 5 gallons in what? A minute?
A minute?
2 minutes?
Yeah, if even. I don't know.
Harbor Freight, if you're watching this, we would love a sponsorship.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it. Oh, what do we do with those lids?
Oh, I'll get that.
Okay.
One second, people. There you go.
Beautiful. Figure that way.
Buckets came with the lids. Seal it up so that way we don't move around and blast gas.
Gas all over.
You know, because that stuff's about as expensive. It's about as flammable and as expensive as eggs nowadays.
Especially out here in California. Like liquid gold. All right, there we have it. I'm gonna put this puppy back in and sneak her in there. I think we got it all working where it's supposed to work. I look kind of rough after a little trial and trepidation and pulling the fuel tank out for a second time because some idiot wired the fuel pump backwards. We have something that runs. Dang, this looks pretty cool in this lighting. I'm not gonna lie. She sounds healthier. She smells better. You can smell that it was like lean before. We might even have oh yeah. Good morning. Today is Saturday morning. Last night we finished up that fuel pump and I literally drove it up and down the road back here and I think it's fixed. I don't know. I'm gonna go get some tires. The guy that I bought this from gave me a pair of tires that are in much better shape for the rear of this, and there's a chance that we might hit some snow and they get a little bit better tread pattern and they're not weather checked, but we're gonna see if we can't get this thing to the tire shop and have them swap those around for us. She do be looking beautiful this morning. Oh, I really don't want to go home. The weather's nice here. I don't know if you can see those beautiful mountains back there. It's supposed to be 67 degrees or so, but see if we can't get this thing fired up. Take it to the tire shop. Get these Michelin Cross Climates that he has put on. Those should get us home better than whatever these things are. Getting kind of scuzzy. All right, come on, baby. All right, see if we can make it where we need to go. Oh yeah, she seems to be running like a scalded dog now. Oh, much better. Before, you'd put your foot into it and it just would bog and hesitate, and you could smell how lean the exhaust was. Now this is so much better. I mean, we're cruising along. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this view, guys. I'm literally just between Chino Hills and Diamond Bar. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. Like, man. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with this state. But there's one thing that is undeniable about it. It is a beautiful place. Oh yeah. We can pull up hills now. What a beautiful day. I really don't want to go back. It's supposed to be negative like 13 tonight. All right, we're out here at the Walmart here and went and got my tires put on. These are the tires the guy gave me. They're in much better shape than what was on there. And I bought myself a cheapy battery because the battery that's in this thing is a little old and it was a little slow to crank sometimes. And I decided, I think 8 of 20. It's hard to believe that's almost 5 years old already. So I'm just going to swap that out real quick. With our battery swapped out and loaded up, our Suburban was running great, and we headed up Interstate 15 over Cajon Pass, taking in all the sights as we headed towards the high desert. We've made it just past Barstow. We're going across Interstate 40 through Arizona and New Mexico and whatnot, because through the mountains of Colorado and stuff, it looks like they got quite a bit of snow. And this being a two-wheel driver and a single spin rear end, I don't feel like dealing with that. So it takes 2 hours longer, but you can easily lose way more time than that if you were going through the mountains and had problems. So we're gonna keep on trucking, and oh man, I absolutely love these views. Truck's doing great. We're cruising along comfortably. Thing has awesome oil pressure all the time. Thing runs nice and cool. I'm not gonna lie, kind of fallen in love with this thing, and I bought and flipped a lot of cars in my life, but this one might be a keeper. You know, the blue kind of goes with my jet mode. So, and the cruise control works, which is super cool. All right, I'll take my foot off the pedal there. I love it. We're cruising along. It says 75. We're really doing like 72, but I got zero complaints about that. There's no overdrive. It's just a turbo 400. I found the RPO codes, and it is 373 gears. So that'll help us a little bit, but I'm sure this 454 is probably still fuel thirsty. Says we've got 116 miles and we're at just under a quarter of a tank, according to that, assuming that, you know, that gauge is accurate. Kind of play that by ear and see how we do. Absolutely gorgeous. Buddy Dakota's back there. And this right-hand lane is rough. Whole truck, can't really see it, but I might have to lower. They filled up my tires to 60 psi, and I think I can drop them down to about 45. I might ride a little bit better, seeing that I'm not towing anything. Sun's starting to go down behind me. Starting to see the painted colors of the desert out here. I'm still trucking along, done 170 miles, just over half a tank. Seems to be doing well. The heat and AC work in this thing, it's nuts. I don't know how I managed to get something that has the heat and the AC work. Wow, that sun is bright. This is absolutely gorgeous. Got a little wind noise coming through, but it's all right. All right, we just stopped kind of north of Lake Havasu off of I-40. Finally out of California. Gas prices are a little more sane. We've gone 282 miles according to this. We're gonna fill up and see how bad our mileage is with this big block. Well, this is a fun turn of events. We're in Arizona, and we're about, I don't know, 45 minutes from Flagtown. Stopped at this kind of cool trading post gas station, but we heard some rattling noise, and I felt like I felt a weird harmonic driving, and we found the problem. So we were looking down here, and let's see if you can see what I see, but you see that shiny metal down there, that harmonic balancer? Yeah, the outside of the balancer, the rubber is completely gone, and that is just spinning on what's left of the inner part of the balancer down there. It's really hard to see. So obviously it still runs down the road, but I don't know that we want to go the, what, 1,600 miles left for that. So we're gonna go inside and figure out what we're gonna do. Good morning from Prescott, Arizona. I ended up staying the night here because everything up by Ash Fork and Flagstaff and everything was all booked up. Valentine's Day weekend, I'm assuming. So drove an hour south, stayed the night here. Luckily my friend Dakota, his truck's running, but nobody in town, none of the auto parts stores can get me a balancer today, and took a chance. I made a post on the SoCal Jet Boats group Facebook page just saying, hey, I'm stranded here, and somebody in Ash Fork, a fella named John, has one, and he's like, I've got the Polar 2 for it, so we're gonna run and grab a couple things, grab some breakfast, and run back up there and meet with John, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna get this thing back on the road. Okay, we are finally back over here at the big block, and I'm gonna try to show you a better view now that it's daylight. What's going on is the balancer down there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually spun. Blew all the rubber out, and the outer ring of the balancer is just riding around on that, which is not good. And so this is the current situation. Got the fan and the shroud out. Probably pull that pulley off just to give us a little more access. And here I can show you guys what's going on. So the harmonic balancer completely separated. So we're going to pull this crank pulley off, and we're going to pull that out, and then hopefully there's enough room to pull that out without having to remove too much stuff. It's going to be real fun. That is the outer part of the harmonic balancer. So we finally got in there. I'm tempted, technically the weight is on the inside. I'm tempted, probably best if I pull the whole thing out. I've got another one already this far. Doesn't look like it'd be that bad. Alright, so we got the new one. Kind of started there. I had to loosen up the accessory bracket to even get it on because the diameter, the circumference of that interfered. Here you can see yep, no rubber left in that thing, so that's cool. Hopefully that's not an indication of a bigger issue. And yeah, so let's see if we can't press that new one on. Just want to give a huge shout out right now to Murphy's Towing over here in Ash Fork. These guys helped me out. I needed an 1 1/16 wrench for this harmonic balancer puller, and I only had wrenches up to 1 inch, and they thankfully borrowed me one and really saved my bacon. A huge shout out to Mark and Trent over there. They were fantastic. Go leave them a Google review, positive review, mention their names. But we have got this thing on, got the accessory bracket back on, and we are going to torque this to approximate Ugga Dugga. I think that's good enough. We're being real precise out here. We are almost there. We got one nut left to go on the fan, and then put this back on button everything up, and clean up all the tools, and hopefully she's a runner again. All right, so I think we got everything back together. We're just going to clean up all the rest of the tools. Got the belt on. Whew. Cross our fingers. Hopefully that is the last of our little issues for now. Oh lordy, it's been a long trying day, but I think we're on top of it now. Well, that's not exactly how I wanted to spend my day, but got her running again. With that. Alright, I think we're just about ready to head out. Gonna hit the road here, see how this thing does, and hopefully try to make up for some time. So let's go ahead and hit it. You know, despite the problems that we've had, despite the setbacks that we've had, there's a lot of wind noise in here. Despite all of that, there's something very rewarding and very pure about, you know, fixing the issues that we've had with our own hands. And I don't know how to really describe it properly, but it's different than your everyday life, and I kind of like those challenges, even though they're a royal pain in the butt. I kind of like those challenges, overcoming those challenges, and it just kind of goes with the territory. We're driving a vehicle that's 35 years old, the same age as me. I was born in '89. This truck's from '89. Maybe it was meant to be, but I don't know how much this has been driven, when the last time this really was driven, how it was driven. Really don't know much about it. And so we're just kind of winging it. And that's kind of half the fun of driving an older vehicle cross country like this. I've done it before with a few things, nothing real old. This is I had an '88 Corvette that I did this with once. That was a challenging trip too, but I don't know, it's very pure. This thing now drives fantastic. I didn't realize that the dampener had even left go, honestly. I thought it was just how bad the roads were. But now I'm like, wow, this thing drives pretty dang nice. Although, thinking, you know what this thing really needs? Maybe like a, I don't know, Gen 6 and a 4L80E. Yeah, that'd be kind of sweet, huh? Holy smokes. We've made it out of Arizona into New Mexico. All right. Oh, it's been a long and trying day, and we're going to try to make hay tonight. We're going to drive into the night for a while. But so far, the old Bourbon, she's doing pretty good. I got no complaints. No overdrive. I got 373 gears. I've been cruising, doing speedometer's a little fast. I've been doing like 70, 72 okay. And if I go much faster than that, my fuel economy just goes way south. So we're going to keep on trucking. I don't know if this thing has 160-degree thermostat in it, or the thermostat's not working correctly. But the temp's dropped and she's been running cool. And I'll tell you, my heat has not been great. Also, these headlights on the low beams are not great. The high beams are awesome. But maybe at our next stop, the thermostat's right up top. I might try throwing a 195 degreer in there, just to get it back to where she should be. I don't know what's going on there, but it's a little drafty in here, and it'd be kind of nice to have better heat, especially with, as we get north, the temperature is supposed to significantly drop. So I'm kind of hoping maybe we can swap thermostats. It's right up top. It should be 2 bolts. Undo it and pop a new one in and a new gasket. Make it real quick. So, but so far, doing all right, making time, cruising, and my buddy's back there. His truck's been running awesome with the V10 in it, so making hay. Oh boy, I don't think that. Oh, that's not good. I don't think that we got that O-ring. I'm gonna move this. I just popped the hood here, take a look over things, and last stop my friend pointed out, I don't know if you can see it down there, but I don't think this is the right dampener, or we didn't put it on for enough. Because that belt moved over 2 notches. So we're going to keep an eye on that. It's only running on like 3 or 4 of the ribs. I'm just gonna, I've got another belt, but he's been running good. I have to calculate my mileage here. Well, all those lights down there, we've made it to Albuquerque. Pretty insane to see coming through here at night. We've never seen it. Look at it all.
Going by a bunch of Christmas lights.
That's my buddy Dakota. We got some 2-way radios so we can communicate. Morning. Stayed the night here in Tucumcari at the Desert Inn, and I gotta say, for the money, a pretty nice clean place. Definitely would stay here again. We're just about to hit the road. I was eyeing up the weather. It looks like there's a possibility we might hit some snow, which is not good news in a lowered 2-wheel drive big block Suburban. I do have somewhat decent tires on here, but I'm a little concerned about that. So we're gonna get loaded up. I'm gonna try to find an auto parts store here real quick, and maybe pop a thermostat because it's supposed to get bitterly cold. So we're gonna get rolling and see what we can do. We just stopped here, got a thermostat and gasket real quick. We're gonna pop in here in Tucumcari before we hit some colder weather because it's relatively warm, and get this rolling. All right, so we're scraping this old gasket off. We got this end off, kind of got it straightened out. I don't know. I didn't buy any Permatex. Maybe I'll regret that. Looks like it's had Permatex in there before. It's not too crusty, so we'll trying to get the surfaces kind of cleaned up so I can just pop this sucker on. If you drop in about 195 degree, so we're gonna. Oh, there goes all the coolant. Let's see if we can pop this guy on without it. Seal it up before it leaks any more out.
Old new thermostat.
Here's the thermostat. Let's see if this says. It says it's 180 degree, but I don't know. Put a 195 back in. We're gonna try swapping headlights on this real quick too, because he's got some LEDs someone put in there and they are trash. All right, we are just headed out of town now from Tucumcari. I dropped that thermostat in, got everything kind of situated, and hopefully now we got better heat. I can already see the operating temp has improved. I think that it had a 180 degree thermostat in it. but I think it was not fully closing, was opening early, because we were running like 120, 130 degrees.
You know, we need to be on the road.
He's singing on the road again. Down the road again. I can't wait to be up on the road again. Gotta sing sometimes, you know? Gotta have fun, you know, despite the troubles we had and all of that, we're having fun. You know, I kind of enjoy this challenge. I mean, I don't know, it's fun for me. I enjoy it. Man, this heat is working awesome now. This is a good call, replacing that thermostat. But, alright, we're gonna hit it. We're just heading out of Tucumcari, and got a lot of miles to cover, and we're gonna try to get ahead of a snowstorm that's coming. We don't want to get caught in it, because they're talking like almost 14 inches in some places locally. And I don't know about you guys, but on a two-wheel drive Florida Suburban, that sounds about fun. So, we're on out. Would you look at that? We made it out of New Mexico and into Texas and the Central Time Zone, all in one. Speed limit here, 75. We can hammer down.
Kill your desire, call boys at Clean Sweep today.
Call Drew Ferris for Clean Sweep today at
Like, what am I listening to?
405-448-0951. Keep your fire where it ought to be and not in your chimney. Call Drew today, 405-448-0951.
It's kind of nice the radio works.
KKBS, Bosscat. Extreme cold watch in effect the KKBS listening area through Thursday. Could see wind chills. Low is 15 to 25 below zero. Highs in the mid upper 50s today, however, and a little breezy. Snow chance moving back in Boss listening area tonight. Could be cooling off single digits. Chance snow continues Tuesday, a little breezy. Highs 13.
It's gonna get cold.
Highs at around 14.
Not looking forward to it.
50. Winds as high as 30 and liberal today. Snow likely tonight. Lows near 4. Steady temps near 7 degrees Tuesday. Snow likely. Winds as high as 25. Wednesday's highs going to be in the teens. JKBS Bosscast.
Oh, look at that. We made it into Oklahoma. Down here in Texoma, we're on Highway 54. Carpal tunnel's acting up. My hands keep falling asleep. But we're pushing through her. Out of Oklahoma and into Kansas. Not a whole lot to see out here, but it's alright. Making hay. Truck is running very well. The thermostat solved almost all of our running cold issues. The heat is awesome now. So far been very happy with it. This thing doesn't burn like any oil whatsoever. It's kind of a crazy. At least so far, every time I've checked it, not a drop. And I haven't seen it leak anything either, so that's cool. Pretty happy with that. So despite the issues that we've had, knock on faux grain wood here, I think we're doing all right. My buddy Dakota back there, he's doing pretty well with his rig, and we're trucking. We're hoping to make it home. That's a long stretch from Tucumcari back to Wisconsin. We'll see how we manage. So we don't want to wear ourselves out, and we know that we're going to hit some weather up here. I'm hoping this little Bourbon, it's got a single spin rear end in it, just a two-wheel driver. So hopefully we don't get anything too crazy. I'm thinking that we're going to be ahead of it. That's what our goal is, to keep pushing forward and get ahead of this thing before it starts dumping snow, because we really don't want to get stuck in snow with this. But we'll play it by ear, I guess. Just filled up here in Kansas. I'm not exactly sure where I am. I have to look at a map, but temperature is dropping, wind is picking up, and it's definitely getting colder than when we left this morning in Tucumcari. It is about 4 o'clock, 4:46 according to my phone. Yeah, the old bourbon filled up. Had a little bit of a wind leak. I was trying to figure out, I used a plastic bag, figure out that this in here, the weather strip on both sides was all broken out, so took a little bit of duct tape, hopefully to get that sealed up to stop that breeze coming in. We'll see how that does. I gotta readjust this door. This leading edge, I think, catches a little bit of the wind, but so far after the thermostat, she's a lot happier, and I'm a lot happier, because it's much warmer, and that's going to be important. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but up here, this is Wisconsin, and we're down here in that little blue dot. We kind of got to go up and into Iowa towards Des Moines there in that blue dot, and then up and over. But in here, potentially some nasty weather coming. Winter storm warning, 4 to 8 inches, 35-mile-an-hour winds, but extreme cold warning, wind chills of 15 to 25 below zero. Not cool. We're hoping to get ahead of this storm because they're saying the snow's going to start around midnight. We got 12 hours to go. It's 4:49. Could be interesting. Boy, we're going to keep on trucking. Well, that's new. Probably got to find a paper clip and check that out. It doesn't seem like it's running any different, but that did fix most of my draft issue, at least. So one problem solved and a new one arising, potentially. Well, the check engine light went away, but now it's back. I am going to potentially ignore it for the rest of the trip. I got a code 44, which is system lean, but that's the same code that I had when I replaced the fuel pump, but it doesn't run, it seems to run fine. Now, this has headers on it, and I heard that these, when you put headers on it, because it's just a one-wire, non-heated oxygen sensor on there, that because the cast iron isn't there to retain the heat, sometimes they get a false reading. So I'm going to go with that and assume that everything is actually okay, and just keep an eye on things. It seems to be running okay, and I'm just going to roll with it. Definitely the further east that we get and the further north we get, the more and more these clouds are looking a little ominous that there is going to be snow ahead of us, and some very cold weather. This thing is definitely very drafty. You can hear all the wind noise, I'm sure. I got most of it sealed up. Most of the door seals and everything are actually pretty good. But I've got the heat. It gets broiling hot. So I'm hoping that we can just make it work. Currently filling up near Lawrence, Kansas, I believe, with the world's slowest pump. I swear I've been waiting 15 minutes for this thing. Finally to 21 gallons. And I don't know if you can see it, but it started snowing out. We're gonna be driving right into it. He's got four-wheel drive. I do not. Well, this got interesting. Doing about 55. I can kind of see where the road is. Problem is, it's blowing around so much. There's not even really any good tracks I can follow. I just kind of, where I can see the edge of the road and the lines. Luckily, it's kind of blowing everything off, but it's so cold, I don't know that they're going to be out salting, so this could get real dicey real quick. Well, slowly but surely we're making it. A little bit of headway.
The man on the left.
Well, the nice thing about having two-way radios. Buddy's behind me. He's always scouting. My mirror keeps on folding in on itself. Yeah, maybe we don't need to go that slow, but that's fine. So far, I've got a full tank of fuel. I'm sure that helps. I don't necessarily have traction issues. Man, it's kind of dumb holding this camera and driving at the same time. It's fine. Alright, I'm going to set this thing down. I'm going to focus on driving here because...
That car almost went straight into me.
Oh. Anyways. It's actually easier to see the road on the camera than it is in person driving. I don't know how that happens. But we're making headway. We're heading north on 35 outside of Kansas City. And we're just trying to get north of this storm. It looks like on the map, it looks like if we can get ourselves 50, 60 miles, it looks like we'll get out of the worst of this and we'll be okay. So we're hoping that's what we can do. But we're doing alright. We're doing about 45, 50 miles an hour here. I gotta say, I'm actually pretty impressed with the Suburban as far as traction goes, being a two-wheel driver. I definitely have driven much worse things in the snow. That is for sure. Got no complaints. Driving into the night and finally made it to Iowa. Finally drove out of all that snow. This thing honestly was a champ. I was pretty impressed for even being a single spin how much traction I actually had. But we've got about 7 hours to go and probably get home at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but we both have jobs we need to get back to, and our bosses probably are going to be a little disappointed that we are taking an extra day, but you know what? Sometimes things happen, and we're just kind of rolling with it. So I'm wondering if I got a vacuum leak. This thing seems to idle a little high. Still throwing a lean code. I thought maybe we got some bad gas or something with some more ethanol in it or something than what it's supposed to have, but I haven't. It's currently -4 degrees outside with a 25 below wind chill, give or take, and I haven't taken the time to get out. I'm just kind of ignorantly ignoring the check engine light and the lean code, and it seems to drive pretty well. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like there's any pinging or anything, so we're gonna roll with it. Good morning. The camera might be fogging up. It's currently 1 degree. Spent the night, I don't know, about an hour south of Des Moines, Iowa. Ended up running late, and we were tired. It was like 2 in the morning, and we just decided, you know, it's not worth killing ourselves over trying to get home. So I'm hoping this old girl fire up. Ooh. Callum don't like me today. There we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh boy. Hey, look at that. Cleared off the lens. It's cold. That blower fan. There you go. Oh yeah. Let that baby warm up a little bit. I feel bad driving this thing in the salt. Probably should go fuel up this thing. Best tank I got was 12.5, and then as the temps dropped, my last tank was 9.5 miles a gallon. So I'm gonna go fill this thing up maybe right next door at the Casey's there. I've been pretty impressed at these Michelin Cross climates on the back. This thing was a tank last night in the snow. I was really happy with it. But let's go refuel both my stomach and this thing's. All right, well, hopefully today is the last day of driving. We're in Iowa. We're trying to get home to Wisconsin. I think we're like an hour south of Des Moines. So we're going to run through Dubuque and into south central Wisconsin, and hopefully get home today at a reasonable time. Probably about 6.5 hour drive. We're about, I don't know, 20 minutes in. My speedometer table does not like the cold. It says I'm doing 90, but I looked at my GPS. It says we're doing 69. So also, I grabbed myself the breakfast of champions, some Casey's pizza and a Red Bull, and we're gonna keep on trucking. Speedometer table running good. All right, so we are on 151. This is what I always call the home stretch every time I brought something back from California. We follow this all the way to Madison, Wisconsin, which is my original hometown. I'm like 30 minutes north of Madison. GPS says 2 hours, 24 minutes, and I think we're gonna finally make it. I think we're gonna be all right. So pretty excited. It's been a very long trip, and as much as I enjoyed this trip and the challenges this brought me, I'm looking forward to being home. So hopefully, 152 miles to go. Hopefully we get there. We are just coming into Dubuque, Iowa, and if you look down there across the bridge on the other side, that is the home turf. that is Wisconsin. Oh, almost home. Feels good after this long, trying trip. I love this section of Wisconsin, the driftless region with the rolling hills and everything. It feels good to be back. Although it's only 5 degrees outside, so I don't know that it feels that good, but beautiful nonetheless. And it's covered with snow when we left. There was no snow, so it means I'm gonna probably have to blow snow when I get home. That'll be fun. We're gonna just take in the sights and scenes for the next hour and 20-30 minutes and enjoy this little last stretch of the road. Been good driving today. Well, we made it to Madison, Wisconsin. Back in my home turf, basically. I live technically 30 minutes north of here, but I work in Madison and I've grown up in this area, so it feels good to be home. Currently we are hitting all the fun Beltline traffic right around 4:30 p.m. I'm gonna swing by my dad's place real quick, show him the Suburban, and then boogie on home. Might as well see how good the door seals are, huh? Get all this salt off of her. This one's kind of goofy. You put your car in neutral, and it like pulls you through. It always freaks me out, but it works okay. Hopefully, we'll see if we lose a little rat fink up there. Oh, my door's not closed all the way. Okay. Help! Oh. Oh no! Please be closed now. Okay. I'm just gonna pull it closed and hope for the best. Oh boy, what have I done? Please. Please, strap, don't give up now. Oh, okay. You know what? This thing's actually pretty tight for rain. I'm impressed. My zip-tied wiper blade is still holding on. Hey, that worked out relatively, that worked out all right. All right, dropped into my dad's real quick to show him the Suburban. And now I am headed home. I just, look at this beautiful sunset. It is super cold out. I think it's 1 degree, but I'm about 20 minutes away from home at this point, and looking forward to this trip coming to a close finally. Well, she is finally home. Finally, she even drove up the 10 inches of snow that had fallen in my driveway. Feels good to be home. I'm glad that we made it in one piece. For a little bit there with some of the mechanical issues we were having. I really kind of wondered if we were going to make it or not, but we did. And definitely, you guys want to see more of the Suburban? I don't know. I'm thinking this thing needs a Gen 6 big block and a 4L80 in it. I don't know. Either way, I'm in love with this thing, and I think it would be awesome to get this thing painted back up in the original color scheme and tow my jet boat behind it, which is also kind of a similar shade blue. So that's going to be it for this episode of Jalopy Jordans Garage. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see more of the bourbon? Let me know. We'll see you next time on Jalopy Jordans Garage.